Hello and welcome to another Rin Reads. So today we're looking at Sweet Valley Twins number 3, The Haunted House. I really enjoy this one, mostly because I like Nora. So Nora Mercandy has moved into the Mercandy mansion, which everyone thinks is haunted. And so basically they make her life miserable. Now, I know I've already done The New Girl, and I have read but have not yet done my review for Out of Place. That one's coming up soon. And there is this trend in Sweet Valley that when someone new moves in, they are treated like absolute garbage. And Nora is no exception. So basically, all of the unicorns go around talking about how she's a witch and just spreading horrible rumors about her and her grandparents. Elizabeth being Elizabeth befriends Nora. And there's also like this weird, awkward moment where Elizabeth has befriended Nora. Nora has no idea that there's twins because Jessica missed Nora's first day of school. So she only met Elizabeth, and then Elizabeth misses the next day. So of course she goes to try and talk to Jessica and gets the cold shoulder. And so that's like weird and awkward for her to navigate. Eventually she does figure out that there's two of them. So basically Lila and a bunch of the unicorns decide that they are going to pull this horrible prank on her at Halloween, where they're gonna go and like egg her house and all of this sort of stuff, which is awful, but I mean, it happened. I know our house, no, not our house, but our cars got egged while I was growing up. Like, this was a thing that happened in the 80s and 90s. I don't know, do people still do that now? Maybe. I don't interact with a ton of teenagers, so I wouldn't know. But, you know, that was a thing that happened, and so they were planning on doing that. So Lila invited Nora to her Halloween party, and Bruce and his little lackeys were gonna go and do this. Which of course Elizabeth found out and tells Nora, and they run and save the day. Where we then find out that the reason why Nora's grandparents are such recluses are her grandfather had a stroke, and so he can't go out, and her grandmother cares for him. There is so much, and as an adult, knowing what I know, I really dislike the storyline of people who are different being mistreated and being scary. But at the same time, these are literal children. They're 12 years old. They're in the 6th grade. They just started middle school. They aren't thinking rationally, and the unfamiliar and unknown is scary. Also, back at this time, we didn't talk so much about those sorts of things, which I think is why we had book series like this, and we had TV shows like Degrassi and all of that, so we could talk about these issues to youth in a way that was accessible to them. So anyways, Nora's grandfather was this like super famous magician who studied under Houdini, and he's now teaching Nora tricks, and everybody comes over to Nora's and they have this great time, and it all works out because it always works out. This is a Sweet Valley Twins book. It always works out. When it doesn't work out, I will be absolutely shocked. But yeah, so things work out in the end. People realize that they should not have treated Nora the way that they did, and they start to understand what's actually going on with her grandparents. It's also really sad because they lost their money, so that's why the house has fallen into disrepair, and Nora has lost both of her parents, and so that's why she's come to live with her grandparents. So it's kind of a sad storyline. I'm glad that in the end they're nice to her, but it's interesting reading these books as an adult as well as an educator who has taken a lot of courses on like trauma and anti-bullying and inclusion and that sort of stuff. So to see these types of storylines, it's sometimes a little uncomfortable. Yeah, it's different. Anyways, that is The Haunted House. I did enjoy it. I found it was like a really interesting like third book to throw in this whole like haunted house, scary, you're a witch thing. Um, but I mean, why not? Why not book 3? So yeah, anyways, that's book 3. I still haven't found book 4 yet, so fingers crossed that it comes along my path sooner rather than later. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.